Well, first of all, I just want to offer my condolences to the Sanders family for the passing of Coach John Sanders. I was a very young coach here at Nebraska, and he was our men's baseball coach at the time, and we shared facilities for about 5 years together. So sad day in Husker baseball and in Nebraska athletics. So just wanted to start with that. The other thing I wanted to start with is that we're eager to get our season started. We've been really fortunate to be outside. I think with anybody that's about ready to start their season, there's a lot of anticipation and excitement. I will say with this season, the excitement is a calm excitement. I feel like this team has worked differently than we have in the last few years, and they have earned the right to take the field with confidence coming into this weekend. Well, so there's many things, and I've talked about some of it before, but it really started last summer when the NCAA extended our ability to do some things virtually, and we've been working really hard with not only rebuilding our culture, but setting a standard for the culture, really driven by the players, and I think you saw that the captains were announced yesterday, and they really led the way, and they led the way all summer, and that's part of the reason that they were announced as captains. But then the other thing that we've been very active and proactive about is talking about leadership and helping define it and helping grow it, not just saying, oh, they're a natural leader, because they do have some natural leadership skills, but like any of us that do anything that we have a trade, we need to train it and we need to stay on it and stay with it, and they've done a nice job. So those first two things have really laid a template for what we're trying to build, and build slowly, methodically, with a good foundation that's sustainable. So I would say from an emotional, mental standpoint, the things that I just spoke of with the culture and the leadership. I think as far as physically, we're experienced on the mound. We've got a lot of returning players that, although they haven't played a traditional non-conference, those sophomores, many of them that are going to be seeing a lot of playing time, had 44 games against Big Ten opponents last year. I think that's going to help. I think really, the thing that I think is our cornerstone is that we're really not young, even though we might start up to 5 sophomores. A lot of them had significant playing time last year. We just have 2 freshmen on our active roster this spring, and both of them are going to serve more in role play they're both catchers, and Ani Rayleigh is going to really anchor behind the dish, but I think that they can come in and have some substantial time to give her a break from behind the plate. But I don't see our freshmen, really playing maybe like, some years they do. Like last year they did. I think the way that you are going to see her game elevate, it might not even be in the statistical column. It's more of how she's matured and how she's working. She's so competitive that sometimes the competitiveness, tips over and becomes frustration. And I think she's managing that better. She's got a better skills at handling when she doesn't have success, because she wants to win so much for the team. So sometimes she would, if she didn't have success offensively, she would take that to defense. I think you're going to see her flip that switch a lot quicker, and that's going to help her just be more consistent. Well, she's worked on it a lot with our hitting coach, Diane Miller, because a lot of her frustration comes from the offensive side. In high school, you can hit 550, and you come to college and think you're going to do that. And when you hit 300, you think you're a failure. And so just learning to manage even the difference in the numbers and the productivity, and understanding what the metric is for success in Division I. I mean, I think she hit 317 last year and did a pretty nice job there at the top of our lineup. They're extremely eager. I talked about the summer and I talked about the captains, but many of them were involved in a lot of our Zoom dialogue as well, and there's been a lot of growth and then a lot of work that they've put in. And one of the things I'll say right now is this might be a surprise to everyone, so I'm just going to announce it today. Our starting center fielder is going to be Brooke Andrews. So, yeah, I see some eyes there. So she was told yesterday, and she has, here's what happened. Sid Gray went down with a knee injury last year. Brooke is a really great athlete, came in and played a solid third base for us. As Sid and Brooke came back this fall, they both have been they're both 2 of our top 8 offensive producers. So it's like, okay, well, how do you keep both of those bats in the lineup? So literally when Sid came back, put Brooke, that's what I'm talking about. Put Brooke in the outfield one day, and Lori, who coaches our outfield, after the first day we looked at each other and went, we have something.